Okay, so here we're looking at the Kali Linux website, and what we want is to go to the VirtualBox. Now, you can use any one of these virtual machines that you'd like. I tend to use this one right here, the VirtualBox. And so whichever system you're using, whether it's 32-bit or 64-bit, I think most people are using VirtualBit these days. The nice thing about this is going to come with a VirtualBox image that's already pre-built with the virtual machine, so it makes things a lot easier. And then, of course, notice that your Kali Linux credentials are Kelly. So this is going to be your username and your password. Pretty simple. There is some documentation here if you want to go ahead and read through this, but you're going to want to click on the VirtualBox, and then you're going to want to download somewhere. And I typically download to this spot here. So, all right, now here's the file, and what I did is I opened it up in what's called pzip, and it's a really nice little application that will open up these types of files, and it's free. You can download it. For example, here's the it's PEAZIP website, and then you can download this little program that will help unzip your files. And so what I did is I went ahead and downloaded it, and now I'm going to unzip the file that I downloaded from the Kali Linux website. So let's go ahead and click the extract, and I'm not going to change any of these settings. All right, and let's say yes. Okay, so we have some things to work with now, and you can see that we have this image right here, and this stands for the VirtualBox with Kali Linux installed, and this is the one that we're going to need when we go to open it up. So the next thing we need to do is we need to install the VirtualBox, so then we can grab this file here. So let's go ahead and install VirtualBox. This is the URL for VirtualBox. Go to the virtualbox.org, download VirtualBox 7. You do need to make sure that you have these things opened. Hyperbox infrastructure. You might want to read this right here. Make sure that your system is set up for this. There are a few prerequisites, but you'll need to go through it. Let's see, the virtualization. Definitely read through this part here. Okay, so let's go ahead and download it. I'm going to go here, and let's see. Oh, you will need the VM VirtualBox extension pack, but we'll do that after we download the VirtualBox. Once you click on the Windows host right here, which is the one you want, you're going to get this little box here, and it's welcome to the Oracle VM VirtualBox, and then you're going to want to go through these and set this up. Now, the way that I do it is I pretty much just leave everything as the defaults, especially for us that we're just going to be testing this and learning from it. After following the prompts, you'll get this, and now this is VirtualBox right here. This is the actual virtual machine that will allow you to run the Kali Linux or any other virtual machine that you want to install on this. So it's pretty nice. The next thing we need to do is we're going to need to go back to the website here, which I just left mine open, and we need to get this option here, the VirtualBox extension pack. And so that's the next thing that we want to get. When you've gone through all the prompts, it's going to open up your VirtualBox again, and if you click on the extensions right here, you can see what's installed, and now you have your VirtualBox extension pack installed, and now this is ready to go. So we're ready to move to the next step and install the actual virtual machine that we installed earlier, that we had downloaded earlier. So now we want to go to the menu here. Let's actually to the file, machine, sorry, and we want to add, add a new machine. And now we're going to go get our file, and once you've done that, you can see that it's already here. All we need to do, right now it's powered off, but all we need to do is check on the settings and set this up. So Kali Linux is now set up in the VirtualBox and ready to move. You could rename this if you want to. I'm going to just leave mine the way it is. And you can look at the advanced. I'll leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. Let's take a look at systems. Here you can add some memory if you'd like. For what I'm doing, I don't know that I really want all that much more memory. I'll give it a little bit maybe. So I gave it 4 gigs, and that's good enough. Let's see. This all looks fine. Processor. That's good enough for me. I'd leave this alone for right now. And these are all things you can mess with later too. You can play around. You're not going to break anything. Display. Let's take a look. That's fine. If you have dual monitors, this is where you would set that up. I just have one large monitor, so I'm going to leave mine alone. Okay, that looks good. Looks good. Storage. Looks fine. It's fine. All this looks good. Share folders. Now here you can share a folder between your main system, so your host system, in my case a Windows machine, and you can also share it with your Kali Linux. This is a very good idea. It's something I recommend doing because that way you can move files back and forth. Otherwise, it is difficult to move files back and forth. So I created a folder called Kali_share on my Windows desktop, and I'm just going to give it that name here. I went and selected it through the folder path. I want to be able to write to it, so I'm not going to click read only. I am going to do auto mount, and that should be good enough there. See, this is if you want to delete the folder. This is if you want to add another shared folder. Sometimes you do want to add more than one shared folder, but this will work for me, and I think we're good. These interfaces. I think we're good. We should be able to turn this on now and run this. Let's see here. Let's just start. So you can see it's powering up. Once it's booted up, you're going to get this nice screen, and so now we have Kali Linux loaded and it's running. You can resize, and remember our username is going to be Kali and Kali again, and that should work. And this is it. You're now into your Kali Linux system, and we can do some of the assignments or programs that we need to run in here. There's going to be some other steps of things that we want to do, and I'll go through those in a I'll go through those in a second video. So this video here is complete. This is the video on how to set up VirtualBox and Kali Linux. In the next video, I'll discuss how to update your Kali Linux, make sure that everything is updated, and then maybe we'll write a short program just to test it. But definitely we want to get used to using the Kali screen right here, our Linux screen, and use some basic commands to get things done. But if you got to this point, then congratulations.